Well, welcome back to the channel. Today we're playing a little more Lost Mines of Phandelver using GURPS. Last we left off, we came from Neverwinter Night. We got goblin ambushed somewhere here. We defeated some goblin raiders. We followed the goblin trail to the Cragmaw hideout. We cleared that place out and then headed for Phandalin. We arrive in Phandalin. We come down the Tribor Trail, up here, I guess, and into town. We stop at Barthen's Provisions to give him the wagon load of goods that we were transporting for Gundren Rockseeker in the first place. Now, after that, we return Sildar to where he wants to go, and he tells us to go to the Stonehill Inn, apparently. Best place in town to stay. I think it's the only place in town to stay. So we get our payment. Our total treasure here from that Cragmaw cave there was 20 silver pieces each, 50 gold from Sildar to the whole group. From Clarg we took 600 copper pieces and 110 silver pieces and 2 healing potions. That's awesome. Frog statue worth 40 gold. 15 silver pieces from the goblins, and 3 gold teeth worth $1 each, 1 gold each, and 40 gold pieces in total of supplies. Okay, now converting from D&D to GURPS, all the prices in the back of the GURPS basic books are in silver, so the gold prices, well, you know, they go a little farther than they seem. But it works out to be pretty on par with the D&D pricing, as far as I can tell. So we come into town. We did get also enough experience points, according to the adventure module, to level up. So in GURPS terms, we give, I typically run with 20 character points, is roughly a level. So we started at 100 character points. My characters have now been leveled up, so they're now 120 point characters. Nothing too much to see here. I added some hit points to the fighter. I upped the some skills on the thief. I upped some hit points on the cleric and his mace and shield. And the mage, I gave him a couple new spells and some mana points. So he's got a mana pool now, so he doesn't have to only rely on fatigue. You can buy a mana pool up for slightly cheaper than fatigue. Since fatigue does do double duty, it is your exertion level plus your powering of spells. You can have a mana pool where it's just used for your spell casting. So I did that. He's got 8 points now, 8 extra mana points for casting, which will be huge. I gave him the Poltergeist spell, which I didn't really want, but I had to get it as a prerequisite to get what I really wanted, which is Winged Knife. That allows him to launch weapons, thrown weapons, with a strength of 15. Oh, and I had to give him the innate attack skill, so he's practiced a little bit with magically throwing spears. So he's got a 12 to hit now with that, because his dexterity is only 10, so he needed a little bit of practice with that, so that's the innate attack skill. Compensates for his low dexterity, so I'm not just rolling straight dexterity. And I bought him a spear. And I think, yeah, that's it. You can cast it on a spear that you're not touching, but you have to then pay extra. You have to affect it at a distance, which is harder to do. So he'll probably only kind of get one shot. Maybe I should buy him a couple spears. I don't know. For now, we're going to roll with one spear. We'll keep the rest of the money in the bank. We don't really need anything. We've all got good armor. We've got decent shields. Yeah, and we couldn't take on any other weapons. I just upped the weapons we're using. So an axe for the fighter, a mace for the cleric, and a short sword for the thief. So we're sitting in town for about 5 days, because we have to heal. We're all pretty beat up after that. And of course, during that time, we run into trouble with the Redbrands. The Redbrands approach us. They've been eyeing us all week. These newcomers, these guys, I guess, are hitting up all the newcomers and trying to rob them. So as we're coming out of the inn one morning, kind of heading out, and we see these guys. We've been warned about these guys too, I would imagine. The innkeeper, Barthen, is sure to tell us. And these guys are just kind of leaning up against a fence, taunting us as we exit the inn. That's how I see this going down. And we don't go about around in town without our weapons and armor because of these guys. We've probably seen them, and we've been warned. I guess it says Barthen will warn us about these clowns in the adventure module. So here we have it. It finally comes to blows later in the week, and let's just stick with what I've been up to lately. Rolling initiative. This is my house rule. I like to spice things up. Oh, we tie for 6s, but let's take a look here at the stats for the Redbrands. They've got a faster speed than I do, so they are going to go first. So they step. He steps there, he'll step there, and he'll move and attack. These guys are aggressive. They run right in. So this guy, move and attack. He's gonna have the hardest shot. He needs a 9. Nope, he needs a 8. He needs an 8 to hit. He misses. This guy, he did a step and attack. He just needs a 12 to hit. That's a hit on our dwarf Flint. Flint throws up the shield for a block and gets an 11. He needed a 12. He blocks that. This guy stepped and attacked our cleric with a 12. He hits right on, and the cleric will attempt to block with his shield. Shield block of 12 as well. Now he does anyways. Oh, and he just barely does it with a 12. And that, he only made it by within the defense bonus of the shield, so that means his skill, he didn't block it well. It was, the shield just took the blow straight on. No glancing blow or anything. We will roll damage. 1d6 plus 2, that's 3 damage. Okay, that will not defeat the DR of the shield, so the shield is fine. If he had done 6 or 7 damage, I think it is, he will damage the shield on those kind of deals. Your shields can get damaged. Okay, and this guy will, he'll hop the fence, take a movement, so 1 to hop the fence, and then 2, and then 3. What has he got? Move of 5. 4, 5. He's coming around to get in on this action. All right. Time for the pros to start showing them how it's done. Here comes Flint with an axe. He's just going for the torso. These guys are wearing studded leather. They look rough. They look tough. They look like thugs. And that's a 14. He's got an axe skill of yeah, darn it. Oh yeah, I just put it up. He's got an axe skill of 14. That's a hit. This guy will try to dodge that. His dodge and parry is the same amount, same value at 8. And that's a fail. This over so we can see the dice rolls better. That is a failed dodge attempt. Here comes some pain from the dwarf with his 2d6 plus 1 for damage. Okay, so we've got 9 damage on that guy. His studded leather absorbs 2 of it, so he takes 7, and that's cutting damage, so we add another 3. So he takes 10 damage. He's down to 6. He feels that. That's a major wound. He makes a health roll. He has a health of 12. Hardy, lads. Yeah, he stays up. He stays up, but he's going to feel that for his next attack because of the shock penalty. Next up, we've got the cleric. Brings down the mace with a 12. I'm loving these improved attack values. That's a 12. This guy will try to parry that mace. 10. He fails to parry by 2. Here comes some more pain and suffering. Oh, sorry. He only rolls 1d6, but it is plus 5. Those maces are brutal. Oh, darn it. That's only plus 5, is it? Yeah. That's only 6 damage, but nothing to sneeze at there. 6 damage, brought down to 4 due to the guy's armor. So that guy was number 1. Guy number 3 is actually down to 6. My bad. Guy number 1 is still at 16. In the back, let's try this. Here comes the mage. He will sidestep over here. He can take a step and do a casting. Let's try out this fancy new spell of his. All right, it's a fast casting, which is nice. So he rolls for the casting, nails it. Okay, he has his spear in hand, and he no longer carries. Oh yeah, I think he still carries a staff probably. So he's got a staff and he's got a spear in his hand. He just kind of holds it out and it flies from his hand. It's a successful casting, and then we'll roll to hit. His innate attack is 12. That's a critical failure. That is a critical failure. Could he put that in the back of Leaf? Quite possibly. Let's roll on the random critical ranged failure table. Always fun. Always a good time. Let's see if we kill one of our own PCs. Critical miss table. There's an unarmed. There's not a ranged one. Let's just roll on critical miss. See if we get anything interesting. That's a 14. If making a swinging melee attack, blah, 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 blah. Anyone straight forward or straight back, 50 chance. Your weapon flies 1d yards from your hand. If making a ranged attack, you simply drop the weapon, as in 9. So, okay, that's lame. Oh no. Okay, so yeah, I spent the four mana points for that, and duffed it so bad that the spear lands basically at my feet. It just digs into the dirt, I guess. Which is good. That'll allow me to recast it next turn, because without a range penalty to affect the spear, because it is beside me still. But total waste. It's all good. We'll step into the fray. Here comes the thief. He's going to be brave. He's going to step in and take on guy number 4 with a short sword. Here's a swing for 13 actually. That is a hit barely. The thug Redbrand will try to parry, and he does nicely with a critical success. So far, nothing special going on. Nobody all-out attacking yet. Nobody desperate enough to all-out defend. Let's just keep it going. We'll check the initiative again. I like it when it switches back and forth. Looks like we have the upper hand. Yes, we tie, in fact, with that roll, because they are 1 full point better than us. But tie goes to the good guys, right? Here goes the axe swing from Flint. Off the top there, attacking guy number 3. Oh, almost a parry. Fails by 1. Here comes some more pain for guy number 3. He's probably... Oh boy, that's a terrible roll. It's 4 damage. 2 is absorbed by the armor. So 2 gets through, and then it's cutting damage, so we add another 1. So 3 damage. Dude is down to 3 hit points, and probably thinking, I should not have woken up this morning. I should have stayed in bed. Next up, we've got the mace coming down from the cleric. Not with that roll, we don't. That's a 15. That's almost a critical failure. Next, we'll let the thief have a shot in there. He takes a swing with a 15 again. Boy, the dice are rolling high now. That's not good for GURPS. And he will step back, kind of cowardly. He's whiffed here a couple times. We're going to try another casting. This mage, Seaver's got this fancy new spell, and he's a little distraught that it's not working. So here goes another 4 pounds on the spear. That costs him 1 mana point per pound. Here comes the casting. Oh my goodness. I'm just realizing now that I should be maybe practicing with my spells, because I do only have a 10 skill in my spells. He fails to cast that and burns another fatigue point. Just 1 this time at least. But he's not doing so great. Okay, well, Flint so far is only the only one really doing much here. Okay, so Redbrand, number 3, attacks. Flint for with a 9, that is a hit. Flint will try to block with his shield. He does so, right on, 12. Block 12, yes sir. Guy number 1, he goes for Flint too. He's a little worried about that stout little dwarf. And that's a hit with an 11. He needed a 12. Flint's a little worried now. He's got a parry this time. He needs a 10 or less. He fails. Flint gets hit. Okay, here comes 1d6 plus 2 damage. 5 damage. Flint has laminate steel armor plate on his chest. Takes it. No damage. That's some good armor. Here comes a stab with a short sword from this Redbrand here on the cleric. That is a hit. The cleric will attempt to shield. He does so easily. This guy lost his combat, and he'll step in and go for the cleric as well. Just ganging up on the cleric here. That's a hit. The cleric will have to... Oh, if he parries, he cannot attack with his mace. It's an unbalanced weapon for parrying purposes. Makes sense. It's a big, heavy, unbalanced chunk of metal and wood. He's going to just try to dodge, I guess. Yeah, he's got a 10 dodge thanks to his shield there. Oh, no. He doesn't get the dodge bonus because his shield is on his left side. Not good. That's a 9. He needed an 8. Almost. Okay, the cleric gets stabbed. Oh, for 6 damage. He's got DR of... Oh, he's got the same. Oh, no, he's got the double mail. It's not as sturdy. It's not as sturdy against bludgeoning damage, but he takes 6 damage from the sword. 1 gets through. And that's... Yep, okay, just 1. Okay, cleric takes a hit. He's down to 14 hit points. I put up his hit points, so he's a little more sturdy now. Okay, now we're just getting angry. Let's reroll the initiative. Oh no, they go first again. Here comes Redbrand number 3 on Flint. That is a hit. Flint will shield block. Yes. Redbrand number 1 on Flint again. They're double ganging up on the little guy. 12. That's a hit barely. Flint will try to... Oh no, that's his left side. He also suffers the loss. He doesn't get the bonus, the benefit of his shield. He needs to dodge that, which he does. Yeah, he's got the same problem too. He's got an unbalanced weapon. Swords do not suffer this because they're nicely balanced. You can parry and attack in the same turn. An unbalanced weapon you cannot in GURPS. That's a mace. That's an axe. I think that's all pole arms. Stuff like that. You get the picture. Okay, that's fine. He's defended both these guys off. These two will go for the cleric. Actually, they're not. I'm not sure they're worried about the cleric so much. This guy's going to go for the thief. So guy number 2, Redbrand 2, goes for the thief. Oh, he gets him. Gets him. Oh, is that? No, that's not a critical. Almost a critical. Oh no, and a big fail. The thief gets stabbed for 3 damage. Not bad. Okay, that could have been much worse. He's got DR of 2, so he only takes 2 damage from his 9. I should have put his hit points up a bit, but I put up his skills instead. We need him for that. Okay, he takes some pain. He's suffering -2 on his next attack. Okay, and guy number 4 attacks the cleric, Cedric. That's a hit. Cedric will shield... yeah, he hasn't done his shield block yet. And he does so easily. Okay, time for us to counterattack. Here comes Flint the dwarf. Can we strategically... Yes. Yes, he can strategically face this guy, so he can use his shield defense on both of them. He's got his back to the wall here. All good. I think, actually, he's gonna... Oh, we got a down one. Oh, we can cross. We can cross our attacks here. This guy's going for the new guy, number 1. He hasn't been injured. Flint brings down the axe on the fresh Redbrand, number 1. That's a hit. Here's a parry attempt. Fail. Okay. Okay. Come on, Flint. Okay, 8, not bad. +1 is 9. Brought down to 7. +3 is 10 damage again. Smokes another guy for 10 damage. Brings him down to 6. Okay, let's check his health. Health roll. Needs a roll of 12 or less, or drop from the shock and pain of that. Yeah, that's a major wound. He fails his roll. This guy's down. He is down and drops his weapon, and he is gasping for air. Wind knocked out of him, blood gushing, seeing his life flash before his eyes. Internal spilling onto the dirt road. This is the type of wound that would bleed to death in a matter of time. Next up, we've got the mace-wielding Cedric, the cleric. He's going to go for guy number 3, try and finish him. He's only got 3 hit points. That's a hit. He will try to parry. Failure. Nice. Okay, we cracked the defenses. And, oh my goodness. Oh no, it is +5. He's got that big modifier. That's 7 damage. Yeah, downs him. Thunk. He drops like a sack of potatoes. He is dead. In GURPS terms, he would be into negative hit points and making rolls to stay conscious. But not necessarily dead. But again, for GURPS D&D conversion, I always just play it straight. Once you hit 0, if you're an NPC, you're pretty much dead. Same with the PCs for that matter. Okay, next up we've got okay, the mage is why not? The thief is going to counterattack guy number 2. He's injured for 2 damage, so he's got a -2 to hit. So he needs to he still only needs a 11. That's pretty good chances. I like that. And he hits a 10. Here comes a parry from Redbrand number 2. Oh, that's a critical failure. Here comes a little bit of damage, because the guy, our thief, is a little weak. Gosh darn it, that's, that looks like that's 2 damage. He does nothing. He slices across the chest of the Redbrand, and it kind of glances off his studded leather. The mage, this is getting silly. He tries to cast again. Fails. Burns another mana. Wow. Well, good thing we're having this little first time out dry run through with these new abilities of his, because he is failing miserably. I see where we need to improve on him. His casting ability is not that high. I'm going to have to sink some points into his spells that he uses regularly. And Winged Knife is going to be one of them. So we buy up the spells just like we buy up a skill. He will practice that one spell and be better at it than his others, giving me a better chance to cast it. All right, let's next round. What is this, 4th round or so? Oh yeah, the good guys take that handedly. Maybe the bad guys are a little bit unsure what's going on. So they balk for a second, and that lets us get the quick turnaround. The dwarf is kind of pinned up here. I think we're going to shuffle here. Let's shuffle. All right. We have a orchestrated, a well-timed tactical maneuver here. Cedric kind of sidesteps between the thief and guy number 2. And the dwarf steps in and says, "Let me at them." He is out of patience. He's been accosted by these guys probably all week, being taunted. After taking that short sword to the face from a goblin back at the ambush, Flint's not playing. He's not playing anymore. He's going for guy number... Oh, who's fresh? Somebody's fresh here. Guy number 4. No, he's going to try and down this fool, number 1. Oh yeah, that's a nice hit. It's a solid hit to the torso. We're not making called shots. Maybe I should, but... oh, he parries that anyways. Well done, Mr. Redbrand. Well played. Mace on Redbrand number 2. See if we can finish him. Oh boy, that's a 15. That's a failure. Okay, the mage. Well, Leaf the thief, he's no longer suffering shock penalty this turn. He'll take a short sword stab at guy number 2. He's fairly hurt, so okay, that's a nice hit. Guy number 2 will attempt to parry, and he does so easily. We've got mana to burn, okay? Why not? We're just going to keep trying. Poor Seaver, he's going to keep trying, casting that spell. He failed by 1. He failed by 1 because he's a doofus. Okay, we're down to 1 mana point now. We've spent 7 on failures. The bad guys go. This guy is knocked prone and dropped his weapon. He gets up to kneeling and grabs his weapon. That's all he can do. Next turn he can stand up. Good golly. Sucks to be him. Let's see. These guys are fine. This guy number 4, he's fresh. He's attacking. He's gonna all-out attack. Since this guy's coming back, he's sort of threatening. Sort of. He's gonna all-out attack the dwarf. What is that gonna be? He's going to. Okay. He's gonna get a little bit, maybe desperate, but a little bit fancy. He has a all-out attack. He's gonna determined attack. That gives him a +4 to hit, so that gives him a 16 total. However, he's going to get shifty and he's going to deceptively strike. So he's going to kind of fake as he's coming in with the swing. Actually, he's going to stab this time. He's going to deceptively strike. So he's going to take a -4 to that. And that'll inflict a -2 on the defenses of the dwarf. So here we go. Needs a 12 on this He deceptively stabs with the short sword and whiffs. Too bad. Too bad. Guy number 2 will attack the cleric beside him. I guess I should turn him this way. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He can legally face 2 opponents without suffering any kind of side flanking type attack modifiers or defense modifiers. But what are we looking at? That's a hit. Redbrand number 2 on Cedric. Cedric will throw the shield up successfully. Yes. No problem. Tides are starting to turn for us here. All right, I think it's initiative. They have lost track. Oh, they go first. Look at that. Now that was a huge play. Now this is why GURPS doesn't allow you to change the initiative every time, because this guy last turn made an all-out attack. That would leave him defenseless this turn, because I should be attacking and he's still reeling from his all-out attack. However, we won the bad guys won the initiative, so now he suffers no ill modifiers. He gets his defenses back effectively, so he got that all-out attack for free. Now, warning: okay, don't play this way if you don't want deadly combat. This is not rules as written for GURPS. Okay, I'm doing that new initiative order every round. I'm basically doing it because it's hella fun and I'm playing solo. I'm just a loser playing by myself and I like to see some death and carnage. Anyways, back to the game here. Guy number 1, he's no longer suffering his shock penalty, so he stands up as he can take a step and attack. So as his step, he stands up and takes a swing. And that's a hit, 12, barely. Flint the dwarf throws up the shield, successful. These guys' shield abilities are amazing. Guy number 4 attacks Flint as well. Just a normal attack this time, nothing special, and misses. Good thing he didn't try anything special anyways. And guy number 2 goes for Cedric again. Normal attack to the torso. That's a hit. Cedric tries to shield block with an 11. He needed a 12. Successful. They can't crack the shell of our defenses. We've put those defenses up, and this low level combatants are no longer a huge threat. They are getting through, but just Cedric, I guess, which is too bad because he's the only one we can't heal. He can't heal himself with his magic healing. Too bad. We keep putting him in the line of fire. Okay, Flint, guy number 1. Let's see if we can put him away for the day. That's a hit. We'll try to parry that. He parries it with an 8 right on. Okay. Guy number 1 defends the mighty axe. Here comes the mace from Cedric the cleric. Keep things moving here. That's a hit. Here comes a parry attempt, and no, 9. So close, so close. Almost parried that. Needed an 8. That's 8 damage on guy number 2. He is down and bleeding out from a bashed-in torso. Internal bleeding the whole bit. Broken ribs sticking through his skin. So guys number 1 and 4. Which guy was that? Guy number 2? Oh, this was guy number 3. Oh, yeah, I had them backwards. They were 3 and 4 hit points. Doesn't matter. Dead. Okay. Yep. Next up, we got a pathetic mage. Oh, yeah, he's gonna step and cast. Needs a 10. 5. He did it. He did it. Hallelujah. All right. All right. Just take a look at that range here. I like using the range ruler even when I do have the grid, because I don't remember what the modifiers are in the range ruler. As you can see here, it has the handy dandy for each yard, hex, whatever. It gives you the range modifier. So that's a -1 at 3 yards, but he's within 2 yards. Yeah. No minus. Oh, beautiful, because I wouldn't have made that if I hadn't taken that step. I don't think I would have made that hit. Sorry, not the hit. That was just the casting. Doesn't matter here. Here comes the attack roll. I need to roll a 12 or less. I roll an 11. Just barely. We finally get... Okay, so that spends 1 mana pool and 3 off the fatigue. And off goes the spear. Now, this guy sees it coming. He tries to kind of evasive maneuvers and fails miserably. He can't parry that. He had to dodge it. And here comes the damage. The mage magically chucks the spear as though he had a strength of 15. That's the strongest out of the whole group. 1d6 plus 4 is what we're looking at. Impaling damage. Oh my skewers. Guy number 1. Wow, okay, so skewers him for 10 damage. Oh, his DR takes 2 of that. Okay, leaving him at 8, but then that's impaling damage. So we double the wounding damage. So that's 8 doubled to 16 damage. Kills him over, oh yeah, he's at 6 hit points. And he takes, 16 damage. Woo, kills him over a couple times. He is impaled on the spear. It goes through him and is sticking out his back a couple inches as he drops. The mage finally figured out how to use his new spell. He's new to it. We got to give him a break, right? It's there we go. This guy attempts to run. Yeah, he turns and bolts. And we can't catch him either because we're all too slow. He's got a move of 5. Can we match him? No, we cannot, because we're all laden down with encumbrance. We're down to 4 move. Yeah, he runs away like a little pansy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is no opportunity strikes or anything like that in GURPS. If you have the movement to burn it, you can do so. Problem is, everybody else can move usually and keep up to you. Except in this case, we're wearing a heavy armor and he's in leather. And we've got stubby dwarf legs here going on too. He's the slowest. Okay, how about we get yeah. Guy number 4 is he's fresh. He's not even injured. I don't think there's anything we can do to stop him. He runs for it. Yeah, I could try to make a casting, a quick casting of a spell, maybe yank the spear out, but that would take another turn. He'd get another 10 or so away. I could cast glue spell, but the range penalty on that is -1 per hex per yard, so that would be brutal. Nope, can't do it. Nothing we can do. He runs for it, and he runs back to I believe he runs back to Tresdor. Tresender Manor, back to their hideout. We won't bother trying to chase him. He loses us easily and quickly. Well, there we are. Now we're beat up again, just barely. The thief is injured for 2, but we can heal him thanks to Cedric's clerical abilities. And then Cedric himself will have to sleep the night to just easily recover that 1 hit point. Redbrands, man. Am I right? Roll on.